Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, the number of new cases of COVID-19 in California are on the decline, while many other states see spikes in new infections. Plus, what the state says it's doing to ensure the safety of a vaccine once approved.
And new rules are being released as we approach the next presidential debate Thursday night. One big one involving the candidate mics. We want to know what you think about the plan this morning.
Plus, we're exactly 2 weeks from the day Americans will finish casting ballots. We'll tell you what to do if you missed the deadline to register to vote. This is Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. Good morning. Good to have you with us. 5 a.m. I am Maddie Jansen alongside Taylor Schaub, who is in this morning for Alex. It's the home stretch. 2 weeks from today. It's kind of hard to believe.
It's crazy. I can't believe it. And we were talking about it yesterday. What's even harder to believe is it doesn't feel quite like fall yet.
No.
I mean, we still have temperatures that are nearing the 90s, but Kevin, you told us yesterday it's going to start to cool down as we head towards the weekend.
Yeah, we're already seeing some cool weather out east, so the flu season picking up there. Here out west, we've been relatively warm for this time of year, but we are going to start to see some changes in the temperatures. Wanted to show you yesterday, and it was another warm day out there for us all with temperatures right near 90 degrees. We hit that at 3:17 in the afternoon. Currently right now, we've got 62 degrees in Bakersfield, so a little cooler than what we were seeing yesterday at this time. No winds to talk about, and we'll continue to see a little bit of that haze throughout the day. I am expecting the upper 80s this afternoon, so we should be able to keep it below 90. We're at 43 degrees in Tehachapi currently with a northeast wind at 3 miles per hour. As we take a look at the hour by hour here for you, mid-70s by 11, and we're going to see temperatures this afternoon right near 80. So a little bit warmer, possibly in the mountains and maybe in some areas of the other Kern River Valley locations. So I'm going to talk more about that in just a little bit. And we're also going to see a big cool down still on the way by the end of next weekend. Stay with us. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Kevin. First this morning, a man is in custody. Escapes from a deputy patrol vehicle, and he's still on the loose. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says the man escaped out of a car near Oswald Street and Pioneer Drive, just south of Sierra Middle School in East Bakersfield. KCSO says it started when deputies responded to a man attempting to steal a vehicle around 9:45 last night. Deputies apprehended the man and put him in handcuffs before placing him in the back of a patrol vehicle. KCSO says the suspect kicked out the door and escaped on foot shortly after. According to KCSO, air and K-9 units conducted a search of the area. KCSO says the suspect is described as a man in his 20s. He was wearing a black shirt and a blue sweatpants or blue sweat shorts when he escaped. Now to a fatal shooting in Rosamond and home surveillance video shared with us by the family. You can see a man standing outside of his home on Grandview Terrace. He begins talking to somebody. He then walks away. Moments later, you see the man running with a gun in his hand. According to the sheriff's office, the 38-year-old suspect, Rafi Danielle Ian, shot a man around 12:30 yesterday afternoon. He was arrested and booked on murder charges. Anyone with information is urged to contact KCSO at 861-3110 or the Secret Witness Hotline at 322-4040. And finally, a woman is dead following a car crash on Highway 395 just north of Ridgecrest. It happened Sunday around 4:30 p.m. CHP says a Toyota Highlander going southbound on Highway 395 made a left turn to go into a rest area. The driver mistook a stop sign for a four-way stop and proceeded eastbound. That's when another vehicle hit the Highlander before it had time to stop. A 72-year-old woman was transported by medevac to Ridgecrest but died at the hospital. Drugs and alcohol were not determined to be an immediate factor in the crash.
5:04 now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic here in Kern County. Public health officials announced 49 new cases and 0 new deaths yesterday. COVID-19 has claimed the lives of 410 people in Kern County since the start of the pandemic. More than 10,000 people are currently recovering at home, while 26 remain isolated in the hospital with more serious conditions. To date, the county's seen more than 33,000 positive cases of COVID-19. And as the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases across the globe surpasses 40 million, 5 states, including California, are seeing a decline in new infections. The state's average of 3,039 new cases per day marks a decrease of 7% from the average 2 weeks ago. California recorded 2,862 cases as of Saturday. That's according to the state health department. The nation as a whole is experiencing an approximate 30% increase in confirmed cases. New Mexico leading with a 133% increase from the average 2 weeks earlier. And Governor Gavin Newsom says his administration will require an independent group to verify the safety of an eventual FDA-approved COVID-19 vaccine before it can be distributed throughout the state. The new scientific safety group is made up of 11 leaders and researchers from across California. When that group will begin evaluating depends on when a vaccine sees the light of day. Currently, the state is eyeing a likely mass distribution next year.
And this is the sober reality. The expectation cannot be this calendar year for the overwhelming majority of us to get to where we need to go as a nation, as a state. That will not happen until 2021.
When released, vaccination priority will go to the most vulnerable to the virus, including the elderly or those living in long-term care facilities, the disabled, essential workers, minorities, rural communities, and those who are incarcerated. And happening today, state officials are expected to give an update on reopening guidelines for theme parks, which have now been closed for more than 7 months because of the pandemic.
In other state news, the National Transportation Safety Board will vote today on the probable cause of the Conception dive boat fire. The 75-foot commercial diving vessel Conception had 33 passengers and 6 crew members aboard. It was anchored in the Platts Harbor off Santa Cruz Island when it caught fire on September 2nd, 2019. 1 crew member and 33 passengers died in the accident. This is considered one of the deadliest disasters in California maritime history. The board meeting is scheduled this afternoon. A fire that started inside a ballot box in Los Angeles County is being investigated as arson. The fire destroyed ballots inside an official vote-by-mail drop box outside the Baldwin Park Library Sunday night. The last ballot pickup before the suspected arson was 10:10 on Saturday. Local officials estimate between 60 and 100 votes may have been damaged or destroyed, but the exact number was not released. Police said that they would take any salvaged ballots to the LA County Register Recorder's Office. County officials said they are immediately increasing the frequency of ballot pickups at all drop-off boxes.
5:07 is your time now. The mission at Kern County is again reaching out to the community with some free food for those in need tomorrow. The Farm to Families program has been handing out food on Wednesdays throughout the pandemic, and they're doing it again tomorrow from 8:30 to 10:30. Just head on out to the mission at East 21st Street. Our annual 17 News Sunrise Spooktacular event is almost here. The event is online this year. You can enter pictures of your child's Halloween costume for a chance to win some prizes from local sponsors. Those include Snyder's gift card, a laptop, tickets to Murray Family Farms, and much more. Head to kget.com and click on the contest tab to enter by midnight 1 week from today, October 27th. Then tune into Sunrise next Friday, October 30th, to find out who our winners are and have a chance to see your costume featured on 17 News at Sunrise.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back in your 17 Business Watch. Now 6 months of dissatisfaction. A special COVID-19 American Customer Satisfaction Survey finds many are down about current affairs. 4 out of 5 retail industries tracked saw customer satisfaction decline during the pandemic. Amazon and other internet retailers took the biggest hit. The category tumbled nearly 5% overall. Amazon saw big declines for site performance, merchandise variety, inventory, customer support, and shipping. Satisfaction was also down for supermarkets, specialty retail, and discount and department stores. Health and personal care stores were the only sector to hold steady. Staffing firm People Are Ready says 60% of shoppers planning to shop in stores less this holiday season due to the pandemic. The types of holiday jobs available will be affected. To help people find those jobs, People Ready analyzed thousands of job postings, and it's releasing its latest list of most in-demand holiday jobs this season. Warehouse associates like forklift operators, shipping and receiving, customer service representatives, packers, stockers, order fillers, and retail truck loaders and unloaders are the most in-demand positions heading into the holiday season. And Mattel is unveiling its first ever Uno game that is 100% recyclable. Uno Nothing But Paper is the first Uno deck with no cellophane. It's part of Mattel's commitment to achieve 100% recycled or recyclable bio-plant-based plastics in all of its products by 2030. Uno Nothing But Paper retails for $5.99 and is available on Amazon. Welcome back. In entertainment news, Oscar-winning actor Jeff Bridges has been diagnosed with lymphoma. The 70-year-old, best known for his portrayal of a bowler in The Big Lebowski, made the announcement yesterday on Twitter. Bridges says, quote, "Although it is a serious disease, I feel fortunate that I have a great team of doctors and the prognosis is good." He also says that he started treatment but didn't provide any further details on his diagnosis, only that he plans to keep his fans updated on his recovery. In a second tweet, Bridges thanked his supporters and encouraged them to vote in the upcoming election. Bridges, a 7-time Academy Award nominee, won an Oscar in 2010 for his performance in Crazy Heart. Keanu Reeves has more than just his share of iconic movie roles, but even after 3 decades, there's one role that stands apart. Raphael Seth has a look in this week's home video view.
Enough of the delusions.
Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter party on in Bill and Ted Face the Music. More than 30 years after these San Dimas slackers learn history through time travel, they have yet to fulfill their destiny. So when a visitor from the future tells them they have to write a song to save the world, they go on another excellent adventure to round up some musical inspiration with help from their teenage daughters. Bill and Ted's available for digital purchase this week.
She gave me a twig. She's not another inbred, is she? It wasn't mentioned.
Elle Fanning is a royal pain in The Great. This Hulu series bills itself as an occasionally true story about Catherine the Great. The satirical look at Imperial Russia sends Fanning from her German home to the kingdom of Nicholas Holt. But the arranged marriage ruffles feathers in Tsar Peter's palace, forcing the naive queen to begin plotting a takeover. The Great is on digital and DVD.
These dynamic and unique actors have inhabited this role.
William Shatner boldly goes where no one has gone before in The Captain's Collection. Star Trek's original Captain Kirk interviews 5 other captains from franchise spin-offs. It's assembled in a 5-disc set that includes bonus footage, fan features, and an additional documentary called William Shatner's Gonzo Ballet. That's the video view. Raphael Seth, NBC News.
Yeah, I thought I got it about.
A local man has hit the big time representing Bakersfield on NBC's The Voice. Take a listen.
I can't see you over there staring at your drink, watching that I sing all alone tonight. Chances are
it didn't take long for John Legend to push his button for Jim Ranger, a pastor at New Life Church in Bakersfield. He sang Blue Ain't Your Color by Keith Urban during the first night of the blind auditions. The 38-year-old got 3 judges to turn with his incredible rendition.
And I was really nervous. I had no idea what to expect. And the chairs started turning once they did. Here's John Legend staring at you, right? And then here's Gwen Stefani, and she's like staring into the sun, right? And she flips around, it's like, ah! And then finally the big cowboy flipped around for me. I wanted to be on his team the whole time. Obviously nothing against the greatness of the other coaches, but I do feel somewhat of a, I don't know, connection to him, I guess.
Ranger ultimately chose Blake Shelton as his coach and even sang a little bit of Buck Owens with him. You can watch Ranger's full audition video of The Voice on Facebook and our Twitter pages. And with Ranger on the team and after coaching his artists to win last spring, Blake Shelton seems pretty confident about his crew's chances this season, and he let his fellow coaches know.
This particular season is probably going to be almost a guaranteed victory for Team Blake. and that partly has to do with, and I'm not kidding, John and Kelly are maybe the two worst coaches we have ever had.
It's so odd because we won the last 2 seasons prior to your win.
The new season of The Voice continues tonight with night 2 of blind auditions, a 2-hour edition starting at 8.
Thanks, Kevin. 17 News is your local elections headquarters. Shut down the microphones. That's the new rule for Thursday's presidential debate to prevent the constant interruptions we saw in the first one. 17's Tracy Potts has reaction this morning from the Trump team.
Hi, Taylor. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. No word yet from the Biden camp on the change with the microphones. President Trump says he will show up, but he thinks that rule's unfair.
I can answer the question.
Why would you answer that question?
To prevent a repeat of this,
because this radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen.
The Presidential Debate Commission announced they will mute the opponent's microphone during each candidate's 2-minute response at Thursday's debate. The Trump campaign calls the commission biased, changing the rules to provide advantage to their favored candidate, and they're disputing the topics.
We're going to win the state of Arizona.
Polls are now open in 37 states. President Trump reportedly wants to boost his rallies to 5 a day, telling campaign workers.
People are tired of COVID. I have the biggest rallies I've ever had, and we have COVID. People are saying whatever. Just leave us alone. They're tired of it.
The Democrats' vice presidential nominee, Senator Kamala Harris, slamming the president in Florida for not listening to scientists.
Denied fact, denied science, and lied to the American people. So we know we need a change, and a change is coming.
Democratic nominee Joe Biden, taking a break before the debate, is warning his team against being complacent. Polls show him ahead by double digits, but tighter in swing states. Coronavirus continues to dominate the campaign.
It is serious. You know, this ain't no joke. It's killing people. All you do is to get the number.
The virus now surging in 38 states, with cases up 10% in the last 2 weeks.
And the president once again turning on his own infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, calling him a disaster in that campaign phone call. Dr. Fauci now has personal security because of death threats. I'm Tracy Potts, 17 News.
Well, now to local races, with KGT hosting 2 more live debates at the congressional level starting tonight. Candidates running for 2 seats in Congress will be in studio head-to-head starting tonight with the 21st Congressional District, where Democratic Congressman T.J. Cox will face off against his Republican challenger, David Valadao, who wants his House seat back. Then tomorrow night, it's the debate for the 23rd Congressional District. Bakersfield's Kevin McCarthy and his Democratic challenger, Kim Mangon. All of that leading up to the next presidential debate on Thursday. Former Vice President Biden and President Trump will be in Nashville, Tennessee for that. Well, the deadline to register to vote unconditionally has passed, but that doesn't mean you're out of options. Same-day conditional voter registration is available between now and Election Day, November 3rd. You'll have to register and vote in person. There are 9 locations throughout Kern County where you can conditionally vote. They have specific days and times where you can stop by. When you go to these locations, you'll be asked to fill out a voter registration form. Then they'll hand you a ballot. Your ballot will be counted normally, but it will be one of the last ones counted. You can also conditionally register on Election Day at your local polling location.
In your 17 Court Watch now, a former Mcfarland High School basketball coach who pleaded no contest to contacting a teenager to commit a sexual act is due in court today for sentencing. Fernando Pruneda faces 2 years in prison and sexual offender registration charges. 3 other charges as well, including lewd and lascivious acts with a child under 14, were dismissed under the plea agreement. According to court documents, Pruneda tried to get sexual favors from a junior varsity basketball player. The boy told detectives Pruneda massaged him as well as other players below the waist and threatened to deny him varsity status if he refused. The boy also told investigators Pruneda forced him to sleep in the same bed with him during away tournaments. And 2 men accused in the murder of a Lamont woman are due in court today. 47-year-old Jose Maldonado and 37-year-old Anthony Barrazo were accused of killing 24-year-old Mary Cruz Mendoza. Her remains were found inside of a home on Elmco Avenue. Investigators had been following up on a missing persons case when her remains were discovered. And the man accused of driving under the influence of drugs, striking and killing a tow truck driver along Highway 99 is due in court today as well. 48-year-old Grant Miller is accused in the crash that took the life of a 22-year-old driver who officials say was helping a stranded driver on northbound 99 just south of Woolooms Avenue in Delano. The tow truck driver, whose name has not been released yet, died at the scene.
Health officials continue to urge residents to get their flu shots as soon as possible this year in hopes of preventing added strain on healthcare resources due to the ongoing pandemic. The county is hosting several flu shot clinics this month, including one today. Vaccines are being offered in Lake Isabella from 10 a.m. to noon and again at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. You'll need to schedule an appointment ahead of time. For a complete list of locations, go to kget.com and click on the link for this story. Education news now. Bakersfield College continues its series of financial aid workshops tomorrow. The online webinars are meant to help students fill out their FAFSA applications. Plus, applications are now open for Kern Community College District scholarships. The scholarships offer nearly 300 unique opportunities for students at local community colleges. For more information, visit our website, kget.com. BC's Shakespeare Festival is going virtual this year. This time around, the performance will be a comedy. The Shakespearean comedy is reimagined for the golden age of silent movies, as the characters and actors follow strict protocols to keep themselves safe from COVID-19. The silent movie follows the story of Antipholus and his servant Dromio, who learned they have twin siblings and were separated at a young age. You can purchase a ticket on Eventbrite for 24-hour access to the film. For more information, visit our website, kget.com.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.